Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. Gonna be giving you my match reaction for the Granada Manchester United game. Yesterday night, Manchester United beat Granada 2-0 in the first leg of the Europa League quarter final. 2 away goals and a clean sheet for Manchester United. And it was a good performance. And it looks like we are heading to the semi-finals. It will be 5 semi-finals under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. The goals came from Marcus Rashford. He scored the first one. It was a lovely touch and a lovely finish by Marcus Rashford, and it was a lovely long pass from Victor Lindelof. And the second goal came from Bruno Fernandes from the penalty spot. Granada, they offered very little going forward. Kennedy, I think, was their best player. He had a few long-range shots, but they were straightforward saves for David De Gea. And Herrera hit the post. Victor Lindelof, he was superb. Defensively, he was very good. Got the assist for Marcus Rashford's goal, and his positioning was also good. And Wan-Bissaka, I thought he made some very, very good challenges, but he didn't really show a lot going forward. Harry Maguire, I thought he enjoyed a pretty good game. Defensively, quite good. I thought Maguire also got forward well. Maguire got a yellow card in the game. He is suspended for the second leg. Luke Shaw, I don't think he enjoyed the best of games. He is suspended for the second leg because he picked up a yellow card. Scott McTominay, he also picked up a yellow card, so he is suspended for the second leg. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is irritated by this. I thought McTominay, though, put a pretty good performance out. I like the way he broke up the play. Bruno Fernandes, he got the goal. I like the way he dictated, and he kept the possession well, but certainly weren't his best performance. I think Bruno Fernandes has been out of form a little bit recently. Mason Greenwood, I thought he played well. He was obviously playing centrally. I thought Mason Greenwood looked a threat, and he was making some very good runs. Marcus Rashford, he also did quite well, but Rashford doesn't look fully fit. David De Gea, he didn't really have much to do, did he? Apart from obviously them straightforward saves from Kennedy. It was David De Gea's first time in goal for a while. We brought some substitutions on in the game. We saw Alex Telles come on. Got to give Telles credit because I thought he did well when he came on. You know, he whipped some good crosses into the box and he got forward well. Nemanja Matic also came on. Edison Cavani, came on, and Nemanja Matic came on. The second leg against Granada is next week at Old Trafford. In the semi, it's either Roma or Ajax. Man United have got a very good chance of winning the Europa League. The Europa League is our only chance of any silverware this season. And Solskjaer knows how imperative it is to get his first trophy on the board as Man United manager. We haven't won a trophy since 2017. We got to the Europa League semi-finals last season. We lost 2-1 to Sevilla. And we won the Europa League back in 2017 under Jose Mourinho. We beat Ajax in the final 2-0. Granada, from their perspective, they'll be disappointed because it was a poor performance by them. They got a few injuries, I think. Obviously, there was no Sorrow playing for them. There was no Miller playing for them. And there was no Lozano playing for them. And I think Sanchez was out due to, was it discomfort or something like that? They did have Suarez injured, but obviously now he's back because I think he came on in the game. Charis, I think, has just come back from injury as well. Granada, they're currently sitting 9th in La Liga. Their current manager is Diego Martinez. I think that was the first meeting between Man United and Granada yesterday. We got a very, very big game on Sunday against Tottenham in the Premier League. Jose Mourinho will be reuniting with Manchester United. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has beaten Jose Mourinho's Manchester United manager, but Mourinho's also beaten us. I'm expecting Tottenham to sack Jose Mourinho at some point. There's been obviously narratives of him getting sacked. Mourinho has passed his sell-by date. You know, don't get me wrong, he has got a good pedigree behind him. He's won like 25 major honours in his managerial career. When he was with us, he won the Europa League, the League Cup and the Community Shield, if you want to count the Community Shield. And he also got second with us, I think, in his first season. So Mourinho did enjoy one good season at Man United. And he was with us 2.5 years. Jose Mourinho has been Tottenham manager for over a year. He's under contract with them until 2023. I think Tottenham made a mistake though by getting rid of Mauricio Pochettino. You know, Pochettino did well at Tottenham despite not winning anything. He endured 5.5 years with Tottenham. Analysing the vast majority of his tenure, Tottenham were competing in and out of the top 4, and don't forget Mauricio Pochettino got Tottenham to their first ever Champions League final back in 2019. Pochettino's obviously now PSG manager. But Tottenham have got some very, very good players. Obviously, they've got Harry Kane. He's one of their best players. Man United have been in for Harry Kane. Now, the last time I read up, it said that Harry Kane had dealt Tottenham a major blow because it said he refused to commit his future to Tottenham and he's delaying his transfer decision until after the Euros. Daniel Levy made a Harry Kane transfer decision quite a few weeks ago, and he said that Tottenham will not sell Harry Kane to another Premier League club. He's valued at around £150 million. David Einstein was talking about it not so long ago. He said he spoke to people in football. He said Harry Kane wants to leave Tottenham because he's unhappy. He said he's committed whilst he's at Tottenham, but he wants to win the biggest trophies and he's not experiencing this. Harry Kane is regarded as one of the best strikers in the world because he's a prolific goal scorer, his link-up play is good. He's been at Tottenham around 17 years. He's been in their senior squad since 2009 and he's won the Golden Boot a couple of times. He's under contract with Tottenham until 2024. He's had quite a few loan spells before with Leyton Orient, Millwall, Norwich and Leicester. Another one of Tottenham's key players is Heung-min Son. You know, he could cause us problems on Sunday. Dele Alli, he's one of Tottenham's key players. He could cause us problems. They've got Lucas Moura. Tottenham have also got Gedson Fernandes. They've got Steven Bergwijn, who's also very good. They've got Giovanni Lo Celso. I think Eric Lamela still plays for them. I think he's Harry Winks still with them. Tottenham have got Danny Rose. I think it was last season he was out on loan with Newcastle. They've also got Ryan Sessegnon, who they got from Fulham. He's quite good. Toby Alderweireld, he's a very, very good centre-half. They've got Ben Davies. He's actually out with injury at the moment. They've got Serge Aurier, who I think they got from PSG a few years ago now. They've got a pretty good goalkeeper in Hugo Lloris. Tottenham brought a few players in last year. They brought Joe Hart in. They brought Joe Rodon in. They brought Holberg in. They brought Doherty in. He's actually out of injury at the moment. They brought Reguilon in. They brought Gareth Bale in on loan. And they brought Vinicius in. Tottenham did let Christian Eriksen go in January last year. Christian Eriksen was a long-serving player for Tottenham. He endured 7 years with them. Now, earlier on this season, we lost 6-1 to Tottenham at Old Trafford. I think that was the first time we'd lost 6-1 since the 6-1 defeat to Man City back in 2011. It was 1-1 at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium last season, and we're beating them 2-1 at Old Trafford last season. We had some good games against Tottenham over the years. The two best games I've seen is obviously when we beat them 5-2, when we was 2-0 down, was that back in the 2009-10 season, and the 5-3 one when we was 3-0 down and we came from 3 goals behind to win 5-3, won that back in 2001. Be interesting to see how Ole Gunnar Solskjaer approaches the game against Tottenham. I presume he'll be making some changes from the 2-0 win against Granada. By the way, on my next video, I will be giving you my play ratings from this game. This year's summer transfer window is huge for Manchester United and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Recent reports said that Man United will spend big in the summer transfer window. But Solskjaer wants to keep transfer dealings quiet. I reckon Solskjaer needs around £200 million if he's to get the players he wants to recommend in. I've already identified the positions where we need to strengthen up. I think we need a striker, we need a right winger, we need a centre half, and we also need a defensive midfielder. Ollie did warn earlier on this season that we may not do business as usual in the summer transfer window due to the pandemic. I can assure that Solskjaer will be Man United manager in the summer transfer window, and he'll be Man United manager next season, because we've already said that Solskjaer will not be sacked even if we fail to win the Europa League. And I said Solskjaer does deserve another season, because Solskjaer has made progress in certain aspects. But I'm expecting Solskjaer to get the backing he deserves in the summer transfer window, because obviously we've got John Murtough, he's our director of football, and he knows the club inside out. You know, we've got Darren Fletcher, he's our technical director, and he knows the club through thick and thin. Solskjaer's already had the transfer summit with our recruitment team. You know, he was discussing our transfer targets and discussing our transfer plans for the summer in general. But Woodward believes that Ollie is the right man to lead the club forward. He released a statement earlier on this season saying that the progress by Solskjaer and the players this season is clear. So in that aspect, Woodward is backing him. And in general, Woodward's come out several times to show his support for Ollie, even when we was enduring them really bad periods. But Ollie has not been backed enough so far, and so far he's endured 4 transfer windows as permanent Man United manager, and he's spent almost £300 million. But yeah, there's quite a lot of players we are looking at. You obviously know the news on Erling Haaland. The Athletic recently said that Man United are one of the clubs that can afford Haaland. Dortmund are demanding 150 million. The Athletic did recently say, though, that we cooled our interest in Erling Haaland after prioritising 2 deals. Says want a centre-half and a right winger instead of Haaland. But he is our number 1 transfer priority. Borussia Dortmund CEO did say that Dortmund are planning next season with Haaland. Not so long ago, we declined to meet Mino Raiola over discussing a possible deal for Haaland. Now, Erling Haaland's agent Mino Raiola and his father Alf Inch Haaland have already been to England for talks with several Premier League clubs. They've also held talks with Barcelona, and they've held talks with Real Madrid. A lot of clubs are in for Haaland. Solskjaer did say in his press conference prior to the game against Brighton that he played down talks of Man United chasing Haaland. He says Haaland will make his own mind up. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer did reveal how impressed he was with Haaland in his training at Mulder. But he made an admission saying that he struggled with bad knees when he was at Mulder. Now, narratives come out a few weeks ago and said that Solskjaer kept calling Haaland to persuade him to join Man United. You know, earlier on this season, Ollie said he was following his progress and he's keeping in touch with him. Back in December 2019, Solskjaer and Woodward went to Norway to meet up with Haaland to negotiate a possible move to Man United. But Solskjaer knows the player well because he gave him his debut at just the age of 16 at Mulder. Erling Haaland's father has spoken about his son's career and his prospects. and he's spoken about his son's transfer links to Man United before. I can assure Haaland will leave Dortmund if Dortmund fail to qualify for the Champions League. He does have a £68 million release clause, but it doesn't become active until next year. Haaland's got a contract with Dortmund till 2024. You know, Dortmund paid just 17 million for him, and he's been at Borussia Dortmund over a year. There's been a lot of narratives coming out regarding Ousmane Dembele recently. Now, the Spanish outlet Sport said the other week that we increased our interest in Ousmane Dembele, and he says we have been monitoring his displays this season. And it says we're preparing a bid, and we've been talking with his representatives. Don't forget, last year we wanted to get Ousmane Dembele on loan with the option to buy. But our wishes didn't materialise. Now, it's recently said we've been dealt a big blow in our chase for Ousmane Dembele, because Ousmane Dembele looks very likely to stay at Barcelona. And Ronald Koeman hopes he stays at Barcelona. Barcelona are reportedly preparing to offer him a 3-year contract. Fabrizio Romano did say that Ousmane Dembele is set for contract talks with Barcelona. Ousmane Dembele has been at Barcelona now quite a few years. He's got like 15 months left, is it, on his current contract? Barcelona got him in a deal worth £135 million. Barcelona paid like £97 million up front. But he's injury prone, that's my element of concern about him. Liverpool have also been interested. Jadon Sancho, I think it's possible that Man United will sign him in the summer transfer window. Fabrizio Romano recently explained the hold-up in Jadon Sancho to Man United. Borussia Dortmund have admitted that they will sell Jadon Sancho for the right price in the summer transfer window. Borussia Dortmund's CEO recently revealed that the club will discuss and accept exceptional offers. Last summer, Sancho was our number one priority target. And Solskjaer has drawn up a 6-man centre-back shortlist, like I mentioned yesterday. So yeah, Solskjaer's facing a centre-back dilemma. The first 4 names are Jules Koundé from Sevilla, Konate from RB Leipzig, Pau Torres from Villarreal, and Rafael Varane from Real Madrid. The other 2 have not yet been named. We are going to offload players in the summer transfer window. It looks very likely that Edison Cavani is going to be leaving. Footballer Insider have already said that Cavani is willing to take a pay cut to join Boca Juniors. Boca Juniors are preparing to offer him a 3-year contract, and he already has a verbal agreement with Boca Juniors. Now, Marcus Rojo has had conversations with Cavani over the Boca Juniors move. Rojo's urged Edison Cavani to quit Man United for Boca Juniors, and he's promised he'll take him fishing. Not so long ago, we held showdown talks with Edison Cavani over his future at the club. He says we want to convince him to stay, but I don't think we're going to be able to. Cavani's current contract expires at the end of the season, but we do have an option to trigger his contract for a further year. Ollie said earlier on this season that he's hopeful that Cavani will stay and sign a new contract. But Ollie said earlier on this season that Cavani was closer to Boca Juniors than staying at Manchester United. Cavani's father said earlier on this season that Cavani is unhappy, he's not comfortable in England, and he wants to leave. Yeah, Cavani's made an impact since he's come in a lot of his games, but there's been a few games where he hasn't got enough service and he's looked isolated. He's sustained a few injuries, yeah. We got him on a free transfer last summer. He signed a 1-year contract with Man United with an option of a second year. Anthony Martial, a lot of United fans are saying that we need to offload him in the summer transfer window because he's been out of form for the vast majority of this season. The chances have been there for Martial, but he hasn't converted them. Solskjaer did say earlier on this season that he's been impressed with Martial's work rate. And he backed him to rediscover his form. Martial is out with injury. Solskjaer said it's very likely he'll be out for the remainder of the season. Martial sustained this injury whilst he was on international duty with France. I reckon Martial's had 2 good seasons at Man United. He was good last season and he was good in his debut season under Van Gaal. We got him in a deal worth 54 million from Monaco and he's been at the club now over 5 years. I think it was last season Solskjaer gave him that number 9 shirt. Had to put my phone on charge, sorry. It was running low battery. Good chance we're going to offload Juan Mata as well. Donny van der Beek, I can see him leaving. I think he should leave anyway because he's not getting enough opportunities. Nemanja Matic, I think there's a good chance we'll offload him. Paul Pogba, he could still leave the club in the summer transfer window. There again, he could stay potentially past the summer. Phil Jones, I want him to go. Will Tuanzebe go because he doesn't get in R11? David De Gea, will he go in the summer transfer window? Will Bay go in the summer transfer window? We'll have to see. But Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, I can assure he's our best manager since Sir Alex Ferguson. Definitely. Now, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has been criticised a lot as Manchester United manager. Obviously, there's main explanations why he's been criticised. And there's been a lot of United fans demanding him out of the club. A lot of Ole outs were trending on social media after our 3-1 defeat to Leicester in the FA Cup quarter-final. But there's still some Man United fans that are Ole in and they believe he needs more time. Solskjaer needs to get to his first major final as Manchester United manager. Reflecting now on Solskjaer's been at the football club, he's gained some managerial experience, he's tried a few different elements, he's learned quite a few things on the job. I told you my 2 biggest concerns about Ole, he hasn't got a proven pedigree as a manager, that's one, and the other one is his decision making. And the main explanation Solskjaer is still Manchester United manager is because he's a club legend. That's what saved him. I think disregarding being a club legend, I can almost assure he wouldn't have been here now because we have endured very bad periods under Ole where you can turn around and say, yeah, he was lucky not to be sacked. But he deserves credit in quite a lot of aspects. It looks like now he's got us to the Europa League semi-final. He got us to the FA Cup quarter-final this season. Got us to the EFL Cup semi-final this season. Lost 2-0 to City. Last season, in his first full season, he guided us to 3 semi-finals. Got us a 3rd place finish. Got us qualification for the Champions League. We've enjoyed good periods under Ole where we've seen consistency. And in some of them good periods, he's got the best out of the team. We look very, very good away from home. We haven't lost away from home in the Premier League for over a year. Went on a 14-game unbeaten run before the 3-1 defeat to Leicester in the quarter-final of the FA Cup. Went on a 19-game unbeaten run in all competitions last season, was 14 unbeaten in the Premier League. So there's some of the good periods I've just mentioned. You know, Ollie's made some good signings. I like the way he's promoted the youth. He's got rid of a lot of players since he's come in as well. So they're the things you've got to credit him for. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, as you all know, has agreed a new 3-year contract worth 30 million. Yeah, it's likely to be 2 years with an option of an extra 1. Sources at Old Trafford did say not so long ago, though, that talks were set to begin any day on the new deal because Ole is now into the final year of his current 3-year contract. But I can assure he's not the long-term manager for Manchester United. Solskjaer's been permanent Man United manager since March 2019. We gave him the job permanently because he did very well, didn't he, when he was the interim manager in that 3-month period. And we did actually appoint him in December 2018. So anyway guys, that's everything to update you today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon.